Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. We got some more Grateful Dead for you guys today. A marathon. I wanted to thank, of course, ERIK, ERIK from Queens, as we know him on the channel, for exposing me here to another marathon of the Grateful Dead. Now this one is a little bit different because we got specifically here a different singer, so I'm gonna read you the information. I just had it pulled up here, and we're gonna listen to three songs, one on the longer side, but it's also specifically because of the date. Today is May the 16th, and so let me read this. It says, so May 16th, 25 request. It says, hey Nick, since it's May 16th, I thought I would request a few songs of the Grateful Dead's Go to Nassau. The performances on this album on this albums were recorded over the course of 2 nights at Nassau Coliseum, May 15th and 16th, 1980. So it was exactly about 45 years ago today when this was recorded. This part of the tour came on the heels of the newly released Go to Heaven, hence the name of the live album. Now I chose 3 songs with Bob Weir on lead vocals because Bobby fans are people too. Here we go. I love it. Enjoy, ERIK. Now we're gonna do Feel Like a Stranger, and we got it right here. Thank you again so much, ERIK, for sending me the links to these. Then we're gonna do here Lost Sailor, and we're gonna close it out with Saint of Circumstance. They're all taken from the same, maybe not the same night, but looks like these 2 nights in 1980 at the live Go at Nassau. And I mean, it's honestly like, there's nothing quite like listening to the Dead live. It's just, I'm sure they have like a lot of studio albums, which we will eventually get to as well. And we're going to keep on doing, studio recordings of the Dead too. But I think where the Deadheads really, find their treasures is when the Grateful Dead performs live. And I've talked to, I know like true, like real Deadheads, and I've talked to them, and it's like, yeah, it's definitely live, when the magic happens. So that's what we're gonna do. Again, thank you so much, ERIK, for sponsoring the video. I do appreciate all your support, your love for the channel, and all you Deadheads out there. And even if you're not a Deadhead, if you're just a fan, of the channel, thank you so much for the support, for your comments. Like the video, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, press that subscribe button. They change color all the time. Sometimes they're red, white, I think it's even black, depending on the theme on your computer, but it does really help us out, of course, so, and also leave a comment. I think that's what we enjoy the most, the community, the people that subscribe, and they get these updates, and it's like, okay, let's check out what Nick has to say. Like, I'm gonna send him this, and then let's see how he reacts. And of course, and then I'm not, obviously, when it comes to reacting, I don't lose my I mean, sometimes, there's like instances where the music is like incredibly sad, or something like that, and then obviously it creates a specific reaction. But we, like I always say, we don't fall out of our chairs, like some reactors do, because the music is so amazing and I've never heard anything like it. So we don't do that here. But so yeah, Feel Like a Stranger. We're gonna start it off, and let's just let's hit it off with some Grateful Dead here. Again, thank you so much for being here, everyone. Let's get into it. 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Always when I listen to the Grateful Dead, time goes by way too quickly. It's just because it's so interesting. There's so much happening. So let's get into it and enjoy, everyone. Let's go. Let's turn it up.
Your eyes tell more than you mean them to. Lit up and flashing like the reds and blues. Out there on the neon avenue, but I feel like a stranger. Feel like a stranger. Well, the music's thundering, reckless and hot. You keep firing glances across the room. Well, I can't stop wondering just what you got. I get the feeling I'm gonna find out real soon. Still I feel like a stranger. Feel like a stranger, stranger. You know it's gonna get stranger, so let's get on with this show. Let's go.
Let's take a look at the audience.
Yes, in the weed, get smoking out at night. You shoot me a look that says let's go. Yes, and it feels about like running a red light. Now there ain't no point looking behind us, no. Still I feel like a stranger. Feel like a stranger. Like a stranger.
Wow, my lord.
You know it's gonna get stranger. If it's love now, how would I know?
Okay. Is this the next song? Let me just look at something. Does it bleed over into Lost Sailor? Let's see here. No. Wow. 23 songs on this album. I just looked at the venue. I was like, okay, I want to know, because at the beginning you hear a lot of the audience, and it was just like, let's look at this place. This was fantastic. This was almost like it is different. When you hear the Dead with vocals, I'm so used to now like all the instrumental stuff. So it's a lot of singing and a lot of repetition, but it was really cool because I love that the vampiness of the whole thing. Everybody had their little parts, but it was mostly the singing, the singer Bob with the backup vocals, and but I loved so. There's a really cool story that fits so well into this, because what was going on the guitar, and I actually looked up like if he was using anything specific. It just says guitar. So Jerry Garcia here. So what he's using is there's a lot of MIDI. There's like this effect. He had like this effect. It was almost like a wah, but it was more like almost like a voice, on the guitar. And I just started doing that for the first time ever. And I just got this guitar. If you can see it, this is a Brian Moore 918. It's an I guitar, and I stands for like innovative stuff like that. So this guitar has MIDI, pickups. So that's where all these knobs and things are on that. It has I just learned all this. It comes with a pedal. I'll make a demo, and basically you can do all this crazy stuff that was that you could hear on the guitar. The guitar sounds a little bit different. It sounds not like the typical distortion, so it's also what, for example, what's his name? Brain fart. What's his name? Do you feel like I do? Remember? I know you'll put it in the comments right now. From that amazing live album when he plays that talk box, these kind of effects. I've never kind of like messed with that. It's always been just guitar, but now I got into MIDI, and it's really insane because you can play the flute and the violin and the sax, and you can play drums on it. You can play a sitar with this thing. It's really like, so it's insane. And once you get into chords, of course, it's like you can do like this whole orchestra of stuff. But it takes obviously a lot just to learn the effects. And yesterday I was playing around with it. Alexa recorded me a little bit, and I was like doing this pan flute stuff and just these really outlandish sounds. And yes, some of them sound a little bit dated because back in the day MIDI wasn't. I mean, now I think if you can hook this guitar up straight to Logic Pro, and I think it gives you like super real sounds, because there's even this one still has the 13-pin system, but you can use USB. So I'll try it once I have more time to put the guitar. There's like weird hair on my arms, that's why I keep touching my arm. And that sounds, that MIDI sound that Jerry Garcia was doing, but I mean, I could even be wrong. Maybe he was using some kind of pedal, but I just wanted to tell you that I'm getting into that whole thing as well, because it's so much fun. I love the guitar tone. I love acoustic. I love electric, but I've always wanted to play like some kind of keyboard sounding device, whether it's trumpet or sax or wind instruments or flutes and violins, but on the guitar, because I can't really do it on a different instrument but the guitar. So I've been doing that. So it reminded me of that. So that vampiness, Jerry Garcia, as I said in the last Grateful Dead reaction, his arsenal of licks is like unlimited, and he always comes up with good stuff. Now, this situation, the chord progression was fairly simple. So because it's also singing, you can't just like start scatting, I think, in a Grateful Dead song. But I mean, yeah, I don't think there's any sort of limit. As I've said, I know that there's different eras of the Grateful Dead. They have their jazz era, they have their funk era, they have their, rock era. This was more, I think, it was still a jam, but it just feels a little bit less jammy because they're singing. You can't just like improvise and go wild as in other stuff that I've heard from the Grateful Dead, where just everybody's just doing something, in unison. But again, really, they're playing because they know what to play and where to play in, but they're being very creative, and all sounds like this massive like improvisation, but it all fits together perfectly fine. It's like the perfect chaos. So this was obviously not the case because it's more structured. When there's lyrics, there's a little bit more structure to a song. You can't just like, go wild. I mean, you could, but it was not the case. But this was, again, so good. And just, the Grateful Dead is just, it's an experience. So this was awesome. And this one, and also when there's singing involved and when there's repetitious, lines like the chorus, then it does feel a little bit longer. But when there's just improvisation, just instrumental, I've done some reactions to like 17-minute songs, and it was like, oh my God, it's over. Like, why, So this one did feel like the time, that it actually is. Give me a second because I have to pause. It's driving me insane, this hair that's on my arm. Okay, I think I got it. I couldn't really do this, but it was driving me nuts. Sometimes, especially now that my hair is getting longer again, hair is just like everywhere. So, yeah. So let's continue with Lost Sailor. Same night, but obviously not quite after the song that we listened to. So let's check it out, and let's see where they go on this one. Also lengthier, not quite as long, as this is only almost 6 minutes, and then we're gonna do a almost 7-minute song. Let's check him out. Okay, here we go.
Compass card is spinning, your helmet swinging to and fro. Ooh, where's the dog star? Ooh, where's the moon? You're lost, sailor. You've been too long at sea. Some days the gales are howling, some days the sea is still as glass. Ooh, reef the mainsail. Ooh, lash the mast. Too long at sea. Now the shoreline's beckon. Here there's a price for being free. crying. There's a ghost wind blowing,
The chord progression.
and it's calling you to that misty, swirling sea. Till the chains of your dreams are broken. No place in this world you can be.
Beautiful.
You're a lost sailor. You've been way too long at sea. Now the shoreline's beckon. Yeah, there's a prize for being free. Yes, for being free. Drifting, you're drifting. Drifting and dreaming. Drifting and dreaming.
Wow.
Baby, going on a dreaming. Baby, going on a feeling. 'Cause there's a place you've never been. Maybe a face you've never seen now. You can hear them calling on the wind now. Drifting and dreaming. Won't it drift your life away now? Drifting and dreaming. Drifting and dreaming. There's a place you've never been. Maybe a face you've never seen. Drifting and dreaming. Yes, and maybe going on a dreaming. Maybe going on a feeling. Maybe going on a feeling. Maybe going on a feeling.
Okay, so it bled over into Saint of Circumstance. Man, just Jerry Garcia. Like, holy man. His licks. He reminded me a little bit of Mark Knopfler here. I mean, they're like, those are levels, you know, you can't really, I've stopped doing that comparison BS because, I mean, these guys are on levels that it's just like, yes, I mean, obviously it can get crazier, but, you know, that's already like top tier, you know, then it can only get weirder, you know, I think. But I mean, musically speaking, this is like, you know, it can get faster and stuff and maybe more complex, but honestly, just for the normal listener, this is, you know, it still has to make sense, because there's players obviously that are ridiculous, you know, but this is just, it's so, the playing is just so smooth and interesting. It never gets stale. It's just wonderful. And right now, I kind of like try to make sense of your line here, Eric, when you said, you know, I chose 3 Bob Weir songs. because it's almost like there's two camps, and I didn't know that, of course. I didn't know that, it was the Grateful Dead, and then Bob kind of like made his own band, called them the Dead, and all this stuff. So I just have to kind of like read through this like more carefully, because I have no idea. And it's difficult to just read the whole story of the band. Maybe I should, but it also kind of spoils a lot, so that's why I don't do it. But maybe here I get it now, that there's kind of like different now Bob, for example, plays with what is left of the Grateful Dead, which is with John Mayer, and that must be amazing, but it was because also there were some, I think there was some I guess a situation where like Jerry Garcia said, hey, like, like you could kind of like improve a little bit, on your guitar playing. And he did, so that was back obviously in the 70s. So it's kind of interesting. I kind of was scrolling through the stuff while listening to the music, but this was really, really good. I love this song. This was just very, very good. Just the whole, I love Jerry Garcia's playing. Honestly, I was paying more attention to that, but I also love the lyrics of this, and it's a great concert. This is just something that you have to listen to, and I love that it's a little bit more structured. I'm just so used to like the complete jam Grateful Dead, and this is I like that I get a little bit more structure. And it's not that I need that, but it's nice, it's nice to explore a little bit of a different Grateful Dead, and see what they're doing, in 1980, as to like when it just is, it's just a jam session, like the videos we've done, and I've done a little bit more than Alexia, but she loves them. And it's that typical, it takes a bit of time to understand what's going on, especially with jam bands. For Alexia especially, she doesn't she's not musically as adventurous yet, even though, I mean, from when we started the channel to now, I mean, she now listens to you guys know, to all this amazing music that for her was honestly like, she didn't get, all this stuff, and now she does. And I think with the Grateful Dead, it takes a little bit of getting used to, like any band, but since they're a little bit more out there, I mean, it's like they're a blues band, they're a psychedelia band, they're a jam band, they're a rock band, they do country, folk, they do it all. So it's kind of like you have to find your footing. So I'm loving that kind of like adjustment period that it's taking her with a little bit with the Grateful Dead, because she doesn't really know what the band's about. I don't even know what the band's about, but I kind of, because I have kind of like a history, a background in music, I kind of can like latch on and go along, where Alexia's kind of like just lost, because she has to get used to the whole like chaos that's in being displayed, which is beautiful. Okay, so this is the song right after The Lost Sailor, Saint of Circumstance, almost 7 minutes. I'm gonna take a little break, but not because I don't want to stay. I literally have to go to the bathroom, so that usually doesn't happen, but I've been drinking a lot more water. And I would honestly, I saw this YouTuber, and he does something completely different. He doesn't listen to music, but he's always reminding people to drink water, and it's awesome. It's very good. So drink water. If you have a glass of water right now, while I leave for a second. All right, Prost, and let's continue with Saint of Circumstance. Here we go.
driven by the wind, like dust that blows around, and the rain falling down now. But I never know, no, I never know, no, no. This must be heaven, 'cause here's where the rainbow ends, and at last it's the real thing, or close enough to pretend. But when that wind blows, when the night's about to fall, I can hear the sirens call. It's a certain sort of sound, and the rain falling down now, rain falling down, and the rain falling down. Oh, and what's left of my reason? Holes in the knees of my blues. Odds against me being increasing, but I'll pull through. Never could read no road now, though I don't know what the weather might do. But hear that witch wind whine and see the dark stars shine. I got a feeling there's no time to lose. No time to lose. Well, I never know now. No, I never know. No, no. Never, never know. No, no. Well, it's been heaven, but even rainbows will end. Now my sails are filling, and the wind is willing, and I'm good as gone again. I'm still walking, so I'm sure that I can dance, just to say to circumstance, just a tiger in a trance. And the rain falling down now, rain falling down, the rain falling down, the rain falling down now, the rain falling down, the rain falling down.
Insane.
Well, I never know now. No, I never know now. No, no. Well, I sure don't know what I'm going for, but I'm gonna go for it for sure. Sure don't know what I'm going for, but I'm gonna go for it for sure. That's for sure now. Sure don't know what I'm going for. I never know. I never, never know, no. But I'm gonna go for it for sure. That's for sure now. You know what I'm talking about. Sure don't know what I'm going for. Never, never know, no, no, no. But I'm gonna go for it for sure. Now that's for sure. Sure don't know what I'm going for. Never, never know. Maybe going on a dream now. I'm gonna go for it for sure. Maybe going on a feeling. Sure don't know what I'm going for. Never, never know, no, no, no. But I'm gonna go for it for sure. Maybe going on a field. Maybe going on a field.
So good. Let's see. So there's another, let's see, 25 seconds. Let's see what happens. Tuning. Tuning is happening. Okay. Okay, I don't want them to, you know, copyright another song because that's just, it makes it more difficult to upload the video. This was, I mean, honestly, the thing about Jerry Garcia is like I focus so much on the playing that I'm almost, it's kind of hard to keep up with the lyrics. And I know the lyrics were not as like they're very really complex, but they were there. But for me, it's just like I'm so fixated on Jerry Garcia's playing that it's almost like I don't even hear the singing sometimes. And I was like, wow, what a great jam. And he's constantly improvising throughout the song. He goes back to the theme when he knows, okay, there's a chorus coming. I'm going to play those chords for the chorus. Let's sing the chorus. And he goes right back to improvisation. This is just a wonderful thing about Jerry Garcia. And I've said this even with Jeff Beck. I was like, I'm kind of bummed that I didn't know these players when I was growing up, because when I first started to play guitar, like I was obsessed. And today we actually had an interview, Alexia and I, just before doing this marathon. She now left, but we interviewed this amazing drummer. I don't want to spoil it. It's a kind of like a surprise. You'll see. And this guy is a master musician, right? But it also, he said, like, you do kind of like slow down as you get older, and you just you can't put 8-12 hours, you know, or 14 hours, which I used to do into your playing, because I just don't have the time anymore. You know, I just don't have the energy anymore, you know. And maybe even I was like, well, do you really want to study 8 to 12 hours? Where do you want to get in your playing, you know? But when I was growing up, I was like, I want to play like this person, you know, I want to be as good as this person. And then you put in these hours. I remember I played 8 hours, I played 10 hours, 12 hours, and this went on for years, you know. Not every day, but, you know, there were stretches, at least 4 or 5 hours. That was like typical, you know, every day. And I was like, that's why I say I wish I would have known Jeff Beck. I wish I would have known Jerry Garcia. I wish I would have known, you know, just like Steve Hackett. I wish I would have known Alex Lifeson, you know, because there's so much good playing happening that, I mean, that I would have maybe implemented into my own style. Maybe because you take little tidbits, you know, from different artists and you apply them to your own playing, and then maybe you change it, but you still know how to play a certain thing because of that technique you learned from that particular player. So I often say, wow, I wish I would have known John McLaughlin or sooner, you know, or stuff like that. But well, I'm pretty happy with the players that I did know when I started playing. So, but there's just like, this is just such an exceptional musician, and I wish I would have known sooner, you know. And my parents were, I don't even think they know the Grateful Dead. I don't know if this was, you know, since this is a very American band, I don't know if this was actually like being played at the time in Germany. I did get introduced to, of course, you know, the Dire Straits and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that, and Pink Floyd, but I don't know, this is just a little more out there. And my dad was a huge jazz freak, and he got me into Django Reinhardt and stuff like that, you know, and Pat Metheny and Al Di Meola and stuff like that, you know. But just like, and Eric Clapton, he's a huge fan of Eric Clapton, B.B. King, you know. But that I've never heard him say Grateful Dead, Grateful Dead. Like that's a band literally I learned about here in the States, and I didn't even know what it was until, we started doing the channel, and then we didn't even do reactions to the Grateful Dead, maybe one. And now I'm taking more like a deep dive, thanks to you guys because you're sponsoring these videos. This was just like, this is a concert I think I have to listen to in full, with Alexia. Now, let me see how long is this, because that's the problem also with YouTube. You can't really do 2.5 hours. We can't just do this on YouTube. We would have to do it on Patreon. That way it doesn't get blocked, because YouTube, it's just constantly searching. It's going through your videos if there's anything controversial, or and what kind of what is in your videos, and then it gets copyrighted, and then sometimes it gets blocked depending on that artist or their recording studio or the record company. And it's just like, that's also a reason that we want to take all you guys and do different kinds of videos. And we will always do reactions because there's so much music out there, and we'll never stop. But we also want to take you more on a personal kind of like journey and do other types of videos. I think if there's a lot of people that just follow us for being ourselves, and what we want to do is we want to go out and do more interviews like we did. We already did 2 interviews this week. We're going to upload them, see how you guys like those. But we want to just talk to musicians, go out, see people live and talk to them. And I don't know. And I hope you'll like that, since you guys like live music, you like improv, and, maybe talk to like really cool musicians and their journeys and their stories. And for example, also the gentleman that I bought the guitar from, he has some amazing stories because he used to work at Red Rocks. And I don't want to spoil too much, but he had some really cool encounters with some people that you might enjoy hearing of. And we're in the talks to having him on the show. And I hope he agrees and shares his really cool stories from the 60s and 70s and, rock and roll. So I hope that happens. All thanks to wanting, a MIDI guitar. And now I have it, and I'm obviously going to show you guys how it works. And but I need to make some adjustments. Right now, the guitar as it is not, I just needed, I was going to send it to a luthier, but the guy's just too busy. He said, I need 2 weeks, so if you want to take it home and play. And I was like, yes, I'll take it home and play, because he was like, it's just going to sit here for around 2 weeks. So you might as well take it home. So yeah, but once it's, in its the state that I want to, I'm going to play you some like crazy stuff that you can do with a MIDI guitar. But again, thank you so much, Eric. I love the Grateful Dead. I mean, it's honestly like a no-brainer for me. This is really, really great music, and there's so much. It's honestly, it's a bit challenging just to, put on the Grateful Dead on a one-time listen and to analyze it all, because I didn't even talk about the drums. I didn't talk about the bass. I didn't talk about keyboards, because just Jerry Garcia by himself is so complex that just took all my attention as like the first listen. I could go back right now and just listen to the bass and be like, oh my God, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's playing this kind of thing, and the drummer. And I do that more with instrumental Grateful Dead because it's more in your face. The singing is a little bit distracting, obviously, but it's because I'm kind of like trying to just analyze. I'm still in instrumental Grateful Dead mode, So, but it was really nice to hear them, with vocals. And I've done so before, but I'm just like so used to the Grateful Dead being like an instrumental jam session band, But I love the singing, and I also love Jerry's singing, of course. And I want to hear your take on, is there really like, 2 cams, or is this just like some misunderstanding from me. You know, the Grateful Dead or the Dead, and is it really like something, or is like, oh well, I like Bob's stuff better than kind of like Jerry's stuff? Let me know in the comment section, because I'm actually learning, and I want to just hear your thoughts on this. But yeah, I mean, this band is just, it's a pleasure right now. This journey with the Grateful Dead and the Doors has been so good, has been so much fun to do. Like the videos we've been doing with the Doors, I've been listening to so much Doors. I mean, especially the songs that, I mean, only the songs that we do, because I don't want to spoil my reaction. But man, the Doors, I totally underestimated them. I think I've seen the movie once. I didn't think anything of it. It was like, whatever. Now I can't wait to see the movie. Like, I literally can't wait to watch that movie again. And also because we lost Val Kilmer. I've always loved him because I think the movie Top Secret, because it was hilarious. And just like, he's a great actor, you know? And just like, so it's been really amazing to go through like the Grateful Dead and the Doors. And I mean, they're not too different, but they are different. I don't know. I haven't heard the Doors live. I don't know if they would improvise or stick to their, you know, to their, what they do on in their studio recording. They're different. They're definitely different bands and style of musical styles, but it's just such a joy to take these bands and listen to them. So again, thank you so much for, you know, being with us on this journey of discovering this amazing music. We're still doing progressive stuff, and we're doing also the new wave stuff, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and we love doing it. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thanks, ERIK, for sponsoring this really, really cool marathon, and I'll see you all in the next one.